mean, as a team, obviously we had a disappointing, 2018 from a lot of factors that we evaluate success based off. Obviously, win-loss record is an easy one that everybody's going to see. I think, we had a lot of new faces that were playing. We didn't handle adversity as well as we would have liked to. And obviously, we were dealing some things on and off the field that were out of our control that we let affect, our production as a football program.
So last year was definitely a tough one. I think we had a lot higher expectations than obviously what we achieved in the 2-8 season. I think we saw a lot from that last game versus assumption, what this team is really made of and how much talent we actually have. And just going into the offseason, I know we were extremely motivated. You could tell it was way different in just the weight room and how we worked and everything and how we got closer as a team.
We got back from winter break, and once we started those lifts and that offseason worked together, we just had a different mindset. We knew that just going in and working hard every day wasn't enough. We have to come in, work hard, and do more.
Anytime, as a defensive coach and you're evaluating an offense, you're trying to figure out what's the one thing we need to stop, right? And I think a Brian Kearns and an Andrew Jamil can really challenge a defensive coordinator to decide what's that one guy you want to try to stop. Do you want to load the box and leave a talented player like Andrew Jamil in single coverage out in the perimeter? Or do you want to space out and be safe against the pass and allow a talented running back like Brian Kearns to gash you? And we've shown the ability to do both with those guys, obviously, through their first 3 years here. And we're really hoping for more of the same, this fourth and final year for both of them.
Up front, I think it's going to be tough to find a better offensive line than we have right now. I think the way we've executed through the spring until now, I think it's definitely going to be something we're going to lean on, is to run the ball probably 60 times a game or something like that, and just to mix it up with the pass game, because once teams get so heavy on the run, I mean, we have some unbelievable receivers and tight ends that if you don't cover them too, they'll be able to torch them all over the field as well.
I mean, we know we got a great run game. We had a great run game last year. We got 2-3 great running backs. The O-line's always solid. We got to get the pass game together from last year. We're definitely building off that. We made huge strides in the spring, whether it's adjustments by our coaches to some of our pass concepts that we're really doing well with now. And, we got a couple guys that can really throw it. So we're going to put it all together and just try to be efficient.
Yeah, Nate Bresson caused a lot of chaos last year, especially behind the line of scrimmage for us. He had a lot of TFLs. And obviously for us as a defense, those are drive killers. Well, we return two of our D tackles, two of the 4 D tackles that took the primary snaps last year, and both of them were freshmen last year. They're both sophomores. So Rudy Holland, who was an all-rookie team member last year in the NE10, and Dom Spano, who played a lot of football for us. On the edge, we get Adam Popularczyk back, who played a lot for us as a freshman. I missed last season due to injury. He had a great spring and a great offseason. He was up here all summer working and training, and we're seeing the results of that so far in camp. And then Maurice Green, who played a lot for us at the end last year, is also returning.
Talk about the defensive backs, I think this is probably the best group we have so far. Definitely for the past 4 years I've been here, the depth is crazy. We have 4 rotating people that we all can count on. So just stuff like that. Again, we got Xavier Jones, Donovan Jefferson, Kevin Porch. Those are a couple guys who seen playing time last year, so that's huge for us. One thing Coach Goodwin is big on for defensively is having big effort, having a lot of effort. Basically flying around, just having fun. That's the thing about defense. A lot of people forget about having fun. So Coach Goodwin been actually on us about having fun and just flying around and being ourselves. So if we do that, we'll be perfect.
I mean, special teams is something that we start every single practice with. It's our first period right after stretch. We do that very purposefully because we want the guys to know that it is just as, if not more important than offense and defense. The way that we talk about it, it's the first offensive or defensive play of a series, right? It's what controls field position for those units.
Kickoffs definitely are a big emphasis on our team by the coaches and players, and the players and the defense especially loves when I can get touchbacks and we can start every drive on defense. They have to go 75 yards to score. So I'm just try to put my team in the best position, kicking through the end zone. We don't have to worry about them returning a touchdown. So anytime I can do that, the whole team is really thankful for that.
We start talking about, red zone and getting into plus territory. I mean, we're one of the few teams, I think, in our league that as soon as we get inside the 35-yard line, we know we are automatically guaranteed 3 points.
I think confidence might be my biggest thing I've learned over my 4 years going into my senior year. Just stepping on the field, just knowing that I've practiced this all 4 times on this field. Like, I know what I can do, I know my capabilities, and I can't make any mistakes out there and just bring the best I can.
Yeah, we're really excited about that first game down at Bloomsburg. That's a really good test for us, right out of the gates. It's going to be a really good gauge for where we are coming right out of the starting blocks of camp. And in the NE10 right now, I think, it's always like the last 3 or 4 years here. It's, there's a couple teams that are at the top, but there's some really great parity in our league right now. There's a lot of teams that are competitive, and every week it's going to be a really good football game in this league and fun to watch.
Obviously, the team goal is to win the NE10 championship.
We definitely want an NE10 championship this year. I think the seniors, we've worked really hard. We have a lot of experience, a lot of guys that I trust and the coaches trust. We have some good leadership. We got a bunch of guys that really care about the team and how the team does.
We want that ring. I know it's my last year, and we're going to go get it.
The league's really up for grabs. Everybody wants to win a ring. So, every Saturdays are competitive, but if you just show up and bring it, we can beat anybody.